I'm Reverend Maureen Bishop. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living Carlsbad. Our theme for today is creativity. And so please join me in consciousness. You know, we believe that there's a power for good in the universe and we can use it. And it's greater than we are. So I want to use that in doing what we call an affirmative prayer, a spiritual mind treatment. So just get comfortable and uncross your legs if you want, and just relax and take a deep breath with me. Hold all the activity of your mind and any issues and put it outside the front door. Just be here now. And take that breath again, that breath of life. And just know with me, when I speak of the I, it is you of whom I speak. There is only one power and one presence in this room. There's only one mind, God's mind, right here, right now. That mind is in me, and that mind I am one with. This is the mind, the creative mind of the universe. And it is in me and as me and through me. I express it. I express spirit in all that I do. So I listen for creative ideas, spiritual ideas. And my subconscious acts upon those ideas. Those ideas for greater health, for greater wealth, for greater love in my life, greater communication, and better self-expression and self-esteem. I use this creative power now. And I give great gratitude knowing that my life is God's life. These creative ideas are like seeds that I have planted, and they bring about the good and the very good in my life. For this and so much more, I am grateful and I give thanks. I release my word. I know it is spoken. It is acted upon as I have spoken it. I know this is so. Together we say, and so it is. Thank you. So today we have a musical selection by Lucille. Yay, Lucille.
Great to be here. I know this was a song many of you will recognize, but it also was sung decades ago in the old science of what now is called spiritual living centers. It was sung in the Science of Mind churches very, very much. So here it goes. Open my eyes that I may see fullness of truth thou hast for me. Place in my hands the wonderful key that shall unclasp and set me free. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my eyes, illumine me, Spirit divine. Open my ears that I may hear voices of truth thou sendest clear. And while the wave notes fall on my ear, everything falls, will disappear. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my my God, thy will to see. Open my heart, illumine me, Spirit divine. Open my heart, illumine me, Spirit divine.
Thank you. Thank you. Oldie but goodie.
You betcha.
Okay, candle lighting. As we begin, I'd like to invite Morgan to come up front, light our candles. And as we remind ourselves of the underlying spirit of life and the divine unity of all. So we light a candle for life. Life is everywhere present, flowing through each and every one of us. There's one life. That life is God's life. That life is our life right now. So please affirm with me, I am life. We light a candle for love. The birth of love happens within each of us every time we make room for the Christ consciousness in our hearts and recognize our unity. We are points of love within the heart of God. So please affirm with me, I am loved. We light a candle for light. The light of God is the presence and the power. We're always walking in the light. We radiate the light of God wherever we are. So please affirm with me, I am light. We light a candle for beauty. We're made in the likeness and the image of God. We're each whole, complete, and beautiful just the way we are. We accept the beauty of God's perfection as our perfection right now. So please affirm with me, I am beauty. We light a candle for joy. Joy is the very nature of spirit and the true essence of each of us. We celebrate the joy of our own rebirth in God consciousness. We each bring joy to the world, so please affirm with me, I am joy. We light a candle for peace. Today and every day, we open our hearts to peace. We are each a center of peace in this world. So please affirm with me, I am peace. Thank you. So finally, I invite all of you to take a moment and recognize our own inner light that's always shining, and we honor our own metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. Thank you, Morgan. So let's see, I have a few announcements. I just want to say welcome anyone here for the first time. We won't embarrass you by asking you to raise your hand, but we want you to stay for fellowship, and please sign our guest book if you haven't already done so. Each Sunday we offer spiritual mind treatment, which is our form of affirmative prayer. So speak to one of us after service if you'd like one here, or you can fill out a written request, and a group of ministers and practitioners will pray on the issue this week. So I just want a show of hands, who's available to do spiritual mind treatment today? Yes, okay. Just grab one of us afterwards if you'd like a prayer. Let's see. Oh, John Walker.
Yo.
John's has offered to teach us American Sign Language next week. The last song that we sing, You Can't Stop Love, he's going to show us how to do that. Thank you. looking forward to next week. Anything else, Kate? Any other? Okay, we're good to go.
What about the class? What class?
Oh, class. It's right after service. He's gonna.
Oh,
John's gonna teach us. Yeah. And just to let you know, we're truly a community-based organization, and we rely on volunteers. And I can't email you what's happening if I don't have your email. So please give me your email so I can let you know what's up. But I want to thank all the volunteers, especially those who come early. Today, flowers. Sandra, thank you for the flowers. And Robert, thank you for being the greeter this morning. And treats. Pat, you brought treats. Thank you. Someone else? Oh, okay. Corky, you brought treats too?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, and video recording Jim. Thank you, Jim. And setup. Your son is still doing the setup. Thank you. And today, Jim's going to be the reader again, too. So before we do that, we have a group reading in your program. Let's say this together. God is all both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect love and perfect abundance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect abundance. So now we have a group song.
Sure, is the reading first?
Oh, usually we do the song before the reading.
Okay, sorry about that.
Is that okay?
Of course.
We're flexible.
No, I sounds great.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Hey, the song we're going to do is
Yes. Oh.
Daniel Nahmad. Oh, okay. The song we're going to do is When I Pray by Daniel Nahmad, and I printed out about 22 of these, so they're condensed, 3 verses, so there's another copy there.
Would you like to stand?
Yeah, thank you. Oh, here's your card. All right. And if you don't feel like standing, that's okay too. Or whatever. Okay. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray.
Thank you to all our singers. I want to invite Jim Massipus up for our inspirational reading.
We are live, right? Okay, cool. This passage was written by Dr. Wayne Dyer. Here's a favorite quote. The law of flotation was not discovered by contemplating the sinking of things. Think about this observation by the great mental science practitioner of the early 20th century, Thomas Trord. In the early days of shipbuilding, ships were made of wood, and the reasoning was that wood floats in water and iron sinks. Yet today, ships all over the world are built of iron. As people began studying the law of flotation, it was discovered that anything could float if it's lighter than the mass of liquid it displaces. The key word in Trord's quote is contemplating, or what we are placing our thoughts on. We can't discover the law of co-creation if we're contemplating what's missing. We can't discover the power of awakening if we're contemplating things that are still asleep. The secret to manifesting anything is that we desire is our willingness and ability to realign ourselves so that our inner world is harmony with the power of intention. Every single modern advance that we see and take for granted was created by someone contemplating what they intend to manifest. The way to establish a relationship with Spirit and access the power of this creating principle is to continuously contemplate ourselves surrounded by the conditions we wish to produce. Dwell on the idea of a supreme, infinite power producing the results that you desire. This power is the creative power of the universe. The Wright brothers didn't contemplate the staying on the ground of things. Alexander Graham Bell didn't contemplate the non-communication of things. Thomas Edison didn't contemplate the darkness of things. In order to float an idea into our reality, we must be willing to do a somersault into the inconceivable and land on our feet, contemplating what we want instead of what we don't want. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you. I really like that. Somersault. Yes.
Yes.
We're all going to somersault. Thank you, Jim. And we have another song by Louise.
Lucille.
Huh?
Lucille.
Lucille.
Oh, what is it?
I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. For all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire, darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a mother too. And I have lived in the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. My life laid down, I've surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been so faithful. Yes, you have. Yes. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I shall sing of the goodness of God.
Thank you, Lucille. I'm sorry, no, I mustn't have reading this.
Tell me this.
No, Lucille, thank you. Woo. All right, today, now it's time for our Sunday message. I'd like to introduce Reverend Kate DuVivier. She's going to talk about a time to live creatively. So give a hand to Reverend Kate.
Happy Sunday. So I have a question. I was sitting there and I was thinking, I wonder how many people even get the email that we send out on Friday mornings and whether they read it, because in it I kind of previewed what I was going to talk about today. And so if you didn't read it, you're not going to know if I do or not, because maybe I partly won't. Since I write the preview and then I go and write my talk and they're not total match up. But anyway, if you don't get our email, please sign up or let us know that you're not receiving it, because I keep getting little notices from MailChimp that says, well, there's new rules, you have to verify something or other, and I go, oh, I don't know how to do that. But I love the internet, it does make some things easier. So anyway, it's really great to be here and know that it's summertime and feel so grateful about the summer we're having so far, even though it seems hot and sunny compared to the rest of the world. We're so fortunate. And there are certain things that happen in the summertime, right? I mean, June is famous for being the month of graduations. And JP is here today. He graduated from 6th grade. So, he had he's in the other room. But, you know, and weddings, vacations, travel, and it feels in a certain way, if you look at it, like June is a little bit of a drum roll. You know, we're starting to set ourselves free. We're going into July, and then we really, you know, let out the fireworks for freedom. But as we have built up to it, this June has been kind of interesting because this year, in a way, we celebrated freedom because there was the 80th anniversary of D-Day. And in a way, we celebrated freedom because we had the 75th anniversary of NATO. And in a way, we celebrate freedom because we just had here the 4th Juneteenth national holiday. I mean, and it's a holiday that has been celebrated by some people more informally for over 150 years, but finally it's a national holiday and we can take pride in that. And this month is Pride Month, right? And that's also a celebration of freedom, of allowing freedom for people to be themselves and to take pride in themselves. And for us, since I know we all have friends and family, if not ourselves, who fall into this category, for us to be celebrating and accepting and just feeling that wonder of freedom in expansion. And, you know, freedom is both personal and it's universal. It's a universal principle, freedom. So I think it's fitting that also it's in this month of June that we experience the summer solstice. And it was nice. It was a full moon summer solstice. And I have to say, okay, I was a little shocked because I always like Stonehenge, that's such a great thing, you know, and a lot of people, you know, want to celebrate the solstice at Stonehenge. And I was shocked when I saw that some, I'm going to call them so-called environmentalists, sprayed orange on Stonehenge this year. And it turned out, well, it was just orange flower. And I thought to myself, though, but they should have used flower petals instead of cornstarch or whatever kind of flour they used, I don't know. But, you know, and I don't want to be judgmental because, you know, I was really young and foolish before too. And I still am what I call foolish. So I just want to, you know, not all the time, but occasionally. So I was thinking about this and I just thought, you know, probably we've all done something silly that we kind of live to regret. But how did that impact you? So I know for those people who thought they ought to run and spray powder on Stonehenge, that they have really learned something wonderful from doing that. And it was a harmless prank. And I'm just going to celebrate that we're also free to make mistakes. We don't have to be perfect all the time. And that brings me to the subject of today, which is creativity and creation. Because the idea of spraying flour on something, well, you have to at least give them credit. It was a creative, silly idea. Well, summertime is the perfect time to loosen up, to indulge in a little random creativity. I mean, the days are longer, so we do have some extra time. It feels like we have extra time, get a little more energy in the summertime. So why not draw some inspiration from the life of a fruit tree in the summer? And think about how it has moved from its winter state of quietness to its spring state of flowering promise to that summer state of actually creating the fruit that it's going to offer up. And it does it automatically. A plum tree doesn't make a decision that it ought to get busy plumping up its plums. It just doesn't. There's a life force that flows through it, which is the whole basis of its growth cycle. And the truth is that the very same life force flows through us, although our lives are more complicated than that of a plum tree, thank goodness. So if you think about the life force, can we call that life force the creator? In the first book that the founder of our teaching, Ernest Holmes, wrote, it was called Creative Mind. And the first words in the book were, and he was quoting the Bible, "In the beginning, God." And he said, clear and expressive are these words, in the beginning, God only, no manifest universe, no system of planets, nothing of form or life, of brute or man. And I just want to say, this was like well over 100 years ago, so brute means no animals, right? Man just means any person, because people had different customs, including calling God him. But remember, they called sailing ships she's, right? Whatever. But still, whatever the language used, the truth is the truth. It's timeless, or it wouldn't be the truth. So to get back to what Holmes said, in the beginning, God only. No manifest universe, no system of planets, nothing of form or life, of brute or man. God was the spirit of all that was to be, but he had not yet moved upon the waters. Then this all being moved or began to create where? Where did the spirit move? Upon what did it create? Where did it get a pattern? What means or power did it employ? Through what agencies did it work? In short, what is the world, ourselves included, made out of? And how did we and everything else come into being? These questions, correctly answered, would solve the problems of being and set men free. Let us consider. And then, of course, he goes on to answer his question, right? The spirit was all, there was nothing but itself. It had the impulse to move, but it couldn't have had the impulse to move unless it were self-conscious. Therefore, spirit is the power that knows itself. It is all-knowing as well as being all-present. Being one, undivided. Whatever it knows, it must know all over instantly. So we find then that spirit operates through self-knowing. It moves. And that inner movement must be one of infinite power, moving upon itself. Since it is all, it's all there is. There's nothing else it can move upon. And with a definite purpose. The spirit moves upon itself, makes out of itself all that is made. So in other words, what we see may come from what we do not see through some inner intelligence of work, which knows there is no power but itself. So I see a few people looking puzzled. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this idea of creation. That there is only spirit, that everything is spirit, made from spirit, by spirit, through what in the Bible they call the Word, but we define the Word as active thought. Active thought. So this one thing that we call spirit, the thing itself, manifests itself through all creation, but it's never absorbed by creation. It's never limited by creation. This manifest universe is the body of God, the logical and necessary outcome of this infinite self-knowingness of God. The simple truth is there is nothing but God. Everything we sense and feel and experience is actually the substance of God taking form one way or another. So when we talk about the idea of creativity, let's just begin with the idea of creation. We don't know exactly how the Creator creates, but however it has taken place or does take place, it is some kind of an inner thought process. We call this process the Spirit making all things out of itself. And that's why in the Bible it says God created with the Word, meaning the inner activity of thought. So Holmes wrote, and this is getting to where I'm going. Holmes wrote, the impulse of the spirit to move upon itself, must be caused by a desire to express what it feels itself to be. Real beauty, form, color, life, love, power, all these things that we find in the world around us, in this manifest universe, as we call it, are actually attributes of spirit itself, and are always being caused to spring into being through the Word. And this is what Holmes says, that I think I really want to share with you. He says, because the spirit wants to enjoy itself. Spirit wants to enjoy itself, and here we are, a part of that desire for expansion, growth, and enjoyment. So what has Spirit created? The universes, the galaxies, the stars, the sun, the earth, the waters, the air, the weather, the plants, animals, and us. And everything is always in motion. Everything is always springing into being through the Word, the inner activity of thought, because Spirit wants to enjoy it. So when we say Spirit is joy, when we say I am joy, we mean it. Spirit is joy. While it appears that life in general is unfolding in a somewhat automatic way, and really there has to be a system. You know, things can't be totally random. Everything can't be random. We need to know that when we take one step on the ground, that the next step we take, we're still gonna hit ground, right? There's gotta be some kind of natural law or system that is followed in this creation. And so as we watch and learn about how Spirit unfolds, in our teaching, it's easy for us to see, oh, science is wonderful. We love science. There's nothing in our teaching that's against science, the exploration in a logical way of what's going on. You know, we're happy with the theory of evolution. Maybe we have a little different take on it, but it makes perfect sense. Things are unfolding. But at the same time, our lives, our own lives, don't always seem so automatic. I mean, yes, we begin as babies and we do grow. That's kind of automatic, right? We breathe, our hearts beat. That's kind of automatic. But unlike a plum tree, as Holmes puts it, a tree that cannot say, I will not be a plum tree anymore. I will not grow anymore. I'm not going to let this water and nutrients go through. Oh, we're not like that. Something is different about us. For humans, we appear to be a unique manifestation of Spirit because we are beings who can say, I choose. So, you know, if you've been here before, you've heard this before. We're individuals, we're free. Yes, we have animal-like bodies, but we're also endowed with this freedom to think in a really different way from my dog, who thinks he's ruling the house, but he's not, you know. He does have certain choices. But we think in a very special way. We have this freedom, and we also have the freedom to actually use the power of our word, the power of our own personal interactivity of thought to create our own personal lives and experiences. So I just have to say I was laughing because I was telling Sandra, who brought the flowers today, something about, I don't have fear of public speaking, but I have fear of remembering people's names, right? I set that thought in motion. And then Maureen stands up, who never forgets a name. I mean, she just doesn't. And forgets Lucille's name. So I'm sorry if I influenced you. We do influence each other, right? But anyway, I was sitting there going, oh yeah. She must have caught that from me. I don't know. But we do. We have our personal ability to think. And when we think, we do create our own lives and experiences individually and also in a shared way. And this is what we're talking about when we say that our thoughts create the tendencies in our lives. When we say, change your thinking and change your life, because our thoughts are creative. They're always creative. However, it's also true that a lot of times our thoughts can be chaotic or confused or vague or maybe influenced by other people or what we watched on TV last night. And so the days can slip by on and on until eventually, hopefully, we might wake up and find that maybe it's time to make new choices to ensure that we're experiencing life as we choose to experience it. So it's time to live creatively. It's time for us to wake up to our spiritual magnificence. So now, in the early days of summer, now it's time to emerge from the cocoon of the past into the freedom that is our birthright and create the rich, healthy, happy, and beneficial life that we deserve. So how? Well, we're going to do it by creating it out of the substance of spirit that is pre-existent, eternal, infinite, all-powerful, and all-knowing. See, we already have everything we need at hand. Our ability to think and to choose. So Dr. Raymond Charles Barker, who wrote The Power of Decision, and I love to read him because he's not, well, I'm not going to say he's not philosophical, but he's more like, he always sounds a little strict to me. Like, you ought to do this. Go on, think this new thought, change your life. Put the teaching into practice. He wrote that the key to being creative is to have an open mind and urge everyone to make a decision to be creative. He said the key to happiness is living creatively. Don't live a boring life. Don't settle into mechanized automatic routines. Don't be dull. Be curious. Keep curiosity alive. He wrote that right ideas are the seeds that produce 1,000-fold from themselves within our consciousness, and the resulting multiplications in turn produce more to be accepted, assimilated, circulated, and expressed. This is the heaven process of mind, always available, always waiting for our realization of it. And then he practically laid out some issues we might need to address, like congested thinking, fear, worry, indecisiveness that might keep you from stepping out into life. Traditional thinking, being so caught up in the past or what's going on in our culture that it makes you unwilling to try something new, to step out of line. Or what he called sleepy thinking, which is just kind of like, apathetic, I guess, just go along to get along, being mentally asleep in a way. And then last, calcified thinking, just rusty thinking, just kind of habitually closing off your mind, shutting out everything, shutting out others, just getting lost in a feeling that things are impossible, that they've gone wrong in the past, instead of making a break, looking forward to life with a sense of inspiration and possibility. We don't live in the past, we live in the now. Every single moment is a new moment. So Barker wrote that we should change our thinking by indulging in praise and thanksgiving. That whenever we have doubts or fear, that we should force our mind to think about something interesting and pleasant. And that we should have creative hobbies that stir up creative thinking in you, and try new things, take on new projects for fun. Not to become an expert, but to have some fun without strain. He said, pleasure and fun are creative mental atmospheres. Too many people have too little pleasure in their usual week. It's a tonic that keeps the mind functioning in ways of health. There is a healing tonic in a hearty laugh, just as there is harmful power in weeping or anger. Your mind needs the pleasure idea. The infinite mind wants you to be happy. What about that? We're free. We say we're free, that we can feel and experience what we want. And yet we're actually teaching this, that the infinite mind wants you to be happy. The infinite mind wants to experience joy. The infinite mind, our creator, this thing we call spirit, wants you to be happy, to live in full expression of all the aspects of life that are good and true and powerful and healthful and abundant. And, Barker wrote, you're now already on a path of balance between all those things you've got to do and those other things that you want to do. You've got to maintain this balance, to maintain your creativity. So when you do your work, do it well. And when you have your times of leisure and pleasure, expand them to the fullness. Take from them all that you can. You're free, he writes, you're free to be a positive, creative person. Start with curiosity, move to inspiration, and decide to use the spiritual creativity that is your divine inheritance. So I talked about creation and creativity with the words of Holmes from over 100 years ago. With the words of Barker, maybe about 50 years ago. And today, this is backed up by science. Right here, right now, in our times, just recently, there have been studies done, because scientists love studies, to look at the effects of leisure activities, which they define as any pleasurable activity that people do without having to do it, without responsibility. And they said, well, these activities serve as breathers from stress, relaxers, as sustainers of coping efforts, making it so you can get through your life better when you have to deal with those responsibilities, and as restorers, which they didn't define, but I take it as health giving. They found that these leisure activities and hobbies, whatever they were, from kite surfing to solitaire to whatever, function to not only make people feel better, but actually fare better in their lives. And and there were several studies that I read about. Another one came to the conclusion that there is an association between life satisfaction and doing a variety of activities. Although, since it was scientific, they weren't quite sure which came first, right? Was it satisfied people have more activities, or people who have more activities are more satisfied? Well, we don't care about that. We just are, the good news is that these fun pastimes do make life more enjoyable. And when life is more enjoyable, it uplifts us. And when we're uplifted, our whole atmosphere is uplifted. And the atmosphere of those whom we encounter must also be uplifted. So modern scientific studies back up our claim that creative activities are good for us individually and collectively. We can make the claim that variety is the spice of life, right? When it comes to trying new things, being active, being engaged in fun pastimes, I just want to say, now's the time. Summer is here, the days are long. Turn off the news for a few minutes and just enjoy our beautiful, beautiful summertime. Let's all make a commitment together to having some fun. So, in closing, I want to share a treatment from The Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker. If you don't mind, just follow along with me as I follow along with him. The infinite mind knows no inflexibility. It never retreats from the past to the past. It never destroys itself. I am this mind in action. My consciousness is this mind in expression. God's mind is up to date, so my consciousness is up to date. It is flexible. There is no calcification in it. All the old ruts of thinking are now obliterated and gone. New ideas are mine. I accept them, assimilate them, circulate them, and express them. My mind is clean, fresh, and creative. God thinks in me, and I am nourished by inspiration as a result. My creativity is amazing. It renews and recreates my whole experience. I am a new person with a fresh mind living in an interesting world. My subconscious mind accepts this treatment, and it is so right now. Right now. And so it is. So, happy summertime. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay. Sometimes I'm right, I can be wrong. My own beliefs are in this song. A butcher, a baker, a drummer, and then makes no difference what group I'm in. I'm everyday people. except the green one, for living with the fat one, trying to be a skinny one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Ooh, sha-sha, we've got to live together. Ooh, sha-sha, we've got to live together. I am no better, and neither are you. We are the same, whatever we do. You love me, you hate me, you know me, and then you can't figure out the scene I'm in. I am everyday people. I'm everyday people. Long man that doesn't like the short man for being such a rich one that will not help the poor one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Ooh, sha-sha, we've got to live together. Ooh, sha-sha, we've got to live together. There is a yellow one that won't accept the black one, that won't accept the red one, that won't accept the white one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Sha-sha, everyday people.
Thank you, Lucille. I like that. So this is our time to allow people to make a contribution towards the success and prosperity of our center. And I was thinking about it. I just want to say thank you. I've thought about how we've been rebuilding since the pandemic, and how it's been so beautiful to be able to be here in person together. You know, I'm really grateful, and I really am grateful for all the support of our community. So thank you so much. So that's what I know, and so it is. So it is.
Okay. Okay.
You've got the words. It's pretty simple.
So I am so blessed. All right. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful
So thank you, everyone. Inside your program, we have some other ways to make donations if you want to sometime to Venmo or make an automatic payment. I forget to mention that sometimes. But I know that this is a flourishing, beautiful center of peace. So I'd like to invite you to just join me for a closing treatment before we sing a song together. As we know the truth that this is a spiritual universe, that there is only spirit, that each one of us is an individualization of spirit, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and it is good, it is very good. And I know on behalf of each person here, and on behalf of those who were not able to be with us this morning, and on behalf of those who have requested healing, prayer, and treatment, that there is good. There is good for each one of us. It unfolds right now as wonderful health, because I understand that perfect health is the essential truth about each one of us. And so I claim that health in manifestation now. It unfolds as wonderful abundance and prosperity, because I know the essential truth that we live in an abundant universe, and that abundance is ours too, because we each are individualizations of spirit. There is abundance for us right now. And I claim joy, because I know that joy is the truth of the universe, that joy is life in expression. Life becoming self-aware and experiencing joy. Joy is the truth, and so I claim it for each and every one of us. I claim good for us this day, this week, this month, this summer. Good unfolds, good flows out, good flows in. There is enough for each of us. And so I give thanks. I give thanks for all the good now blossoming forth in our lives. I give thanks, and I turn the spiritual mind treatment over to spirit, understanding that spirit always says yes. Just like the soil says yes to the seed. Yes, it is done. And I invite you to acknowledge this with me by saying with me, and so it is. Thank you, everyone, and let's stand and sing the song.
Open your heart, let your love go free, out over the ocean, right across the street. Let it flow like a river, let it fly like a dove, till your heart remembers that you can't stop love. Once you get it started, watch what it does.